Don't act like you forgot.
Hello babes, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome. So in today's video we are going to be talking about our problematic fave, Moesha. So let's get into it. Okay, first off, I want to preface this by saying I love me some Brandy. She is extremely talented, not only with singing, because she is my top 5 favorite singers with one of the most beautiful, rich voices, but just her overall. I love Brandy. However, her character on Moesha, ooh, child, I can deal without. Moesha was extremely judgmental, sometimes intolerable, and had this holier than thou attitude, and she was just overall problematic. She believed she was better than people, but I also feel she was a bit more mature than her group of friends. She was determined when it came to her schoolwork and working. She wanted people to take her serious, and although she was annoying, it was admirable to see a young girl with such a good head on her shoulders. But I hated how, because her head was on straight, she made it a point to down people or make them feel less than, because she felt she was on the right path.
You want to be a cheerleader? I want to be the Black Paul Abdul. Hey, if that's what you want to do, then. No, it's what I want us to do. Us? I don't think so, Jungle Jill. You're my homegirl, you're my support. You gotta be down for me. I'm sorry, Thelma, but this is one Louise who is getting...
I also didn't like the manner in which she would talk to Dee. She was disrespectful, harsh, and insensitive towards Dee, and Dee is one of my favorite characters. I did feel it was because she felt like her mom was being replaced and she was a daddy's girl, but how she spoke to Dee was uncalled for and outright disrespectful. I understood why she may have held some form of resentment due to feeling like she wasn't the #1 girl in her dad's life anymore, but the way she treated Dee was unnecessary, and granted, she was young, but she was just a complete spoiled brat at times. She also had this air about her at times and felt like she was above others who didn't have the same interests as her. I feel like Moesha was in constant need of approval, or felt the need to always be uplifted, and was in competition with her stepmother.
Moesha, you do this every morning. I figured you deserve a break.
That's so sweet, Dee, but I'm gonna take it from here. Daddy, give me your plate. I'll fix you some real pancakes.
Just in time. Come and tell me what you think of this.
No thanks, I'm not hungry.
Oh, girl, you obviously haven't had Auntie's red beef soup.
I'll pass. See, I have a standing Friday night dinner with Andell.
Mo, it's Saturday.
Then I'm running a little late, so if it's okay with you, I like to be excused.
No, wait a minute.
Oh, it's all right. You're excused, Mo.
Thank you, Dee. Bye.
Moesha had this arrogance that made her believe that her friends were less than her, which is why I think she didn't make any friends when she went to Bridgewood, because that's where her true competition lied when it came to academics. When she attended Crenshaw, she was the best at everything and at the top of all of her classes. Speaking of which is why she treated Kim the way she did. She made fun of her weight, she talked about her fashion, she made it her mission to make Kim feel like she was a peasant compared to her. And I believe the only reason why she continued to hang with Kim is because it was an ego boost.
Oh, okay, I get it now. She was your best friend until she started coming up, until she grabbed a little bit of the spotlight, until she became more than just your cheerleader.
No cheerleader is ever gonna cure cancer or solve world hunger. Oh, but not unless your booty goes on a diet.
But do they make a Diana Ross costume in Kim's size?
You see, you know you are wrong. But you know what? If they do, let's pray a spandex.
Looks to me like you've had enough chocolate.
Because my mama said it's just baby fat.
No, it's just fat, baby.
You think I need to lose weight, Mom?
Girl, you got a cute face. Ma, I just didn't think you would want to go to a 4-year college. What gave you that idea? Girl, your grade point average.
That's not the only thing they go by, Mo.
Oh, come on, Kim. It's no biggie. Everybody's not meant to go to college. Oh, so now you're my counselor? What you gonna tell me next? I should work with my hands? I'm just trying to save you that $50 application fee, that's all.
Like, yes, okay, friends sometimes have silly spats when they're in their teen years, but to just embarrass your friend or always laugh and join in on the jokes when people talk about her is not only hurtful, but downright insensitive and cruel. And I'm saying this as someone who isn't super sensitive. However, I just feel like making jokes about something you know your friend is sensitive about, not one, not two, but multiple times, is not giving friend. It's giving an undercover enemy. Now let's get to this car, and yes, I'm going to talk about her not taking the Saturn just to drive some broke down raggedy Jeep. I will say it did symbolize how some people are so materialistic that they'll turn down something brand new that wasn't as popular just to try and stunt with something they believe is better. I remember watching that episode being furious, and I may have been a little tot at the time, but even I understood that her turning down the car was beyond idiotic.
Daddy, it's a really beautiful car, but it's not me.
Just to end up driving a broke down car that always needed this, that, and the third, and then ultimately to end up with no car at all in the end. Just made no sense to me. Now, another thing that made her problematic was the fact that it was always good for the goose, but not the gander. She helped to raise money for Hakeem to go to Africa, but when she found out her father wouldn't be able to send her to Africa and that her friends reciprocated what she did for Hakeem, she acted like a complete brat and thought she was too good to accept what she called charity. But it was okay for Hakeem to get charity? Okay, girl.
How can you act like that after your friends have worked so hard for you? I'm not a charity case. Honey, you say charity as if it were a bad thing. Moesha, honey, you're only getting back what you put out there. Honey, you worked so hard to raise that money for Hakeem that when your friends found out that you couldn't go, they redoubled their efforts to help you.
She also didn't know how to stay in her place when it came to things that didn't concern her. Like tracking down Hakeem's father and opening up old wounds, butting in when it came to his relationships, and was condescending.
Well, Hakeem is too young to be a man. Besides, Hakeem, she's just gonna use you and then dump you. Why don't you wake up?
And why don't you grow up? You know, Mo, I get so sick and tired of you always sticking your nose in my business. So won't you just stop dipping?
They make a nice couple, don't they, Mo?
Yeah. All this love is great, but Hakeem, let's go, babe. It's time for school.
But she also did him so wrong when she was hounding him for that money back, and then addressing his mother in a later episode about Hakeem working extra hours to help her when his mother wasn't even aware that he was cutting out of school. Ugh, girl. There are just so many instances where she is just problematic, judgmental, and an overall brat who has an I can, you can't attitude. Don't get me wrong, it's one of my favorite shows, but sometimes I cannot deal with Moesha and her shenanigans. It just drives me up a freaking wall. That is it for this video, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.